Hey, it's Ruby. Welcome back. Today we have an unhaul video. Unhaul part 2, because we did another one before, but it's time to let go of like 15-ish books because we have some more coming in. I have probably 2 future hauls because I did order a lot of books. I ordered from the Target book sale. I've been thrifting. I've been to Barnes. I have book boxes. So yeah, we need to unhaul some books to make space for the rest. I have standalones, I have books in series, and I have completed series. So let's start off with, I guess the standalones are the ones that I just have like one in a series. First up, we have a special edition Fairy Loot of Threads That Bind. This is a beautiful book, and I've been keeping it because it's so gorgeous and because you cannot get it anymore since it was in a Fairy Loot book box. But I just don't know that this is for me. I thought it could be because it centers around this girl. I think her name's Io. Yeah, she is a descendant from the Fates, and she's also a private investigator. So there's like a mystery component. There's like, I'm assuming a crime that she has to figure out, but also with that magic tide, which sounds cool, but I'm not really a huge mystery girl, and I've been reading less and less Greek mythology reimaginings. So I feel like somebody else would probably like this because it is a beautiful Fairy Loot edition. So this is the first one that I'm gonna go ahead and pass along. The sun is going in and out, and I just can't do anything about it. So hopefully the lighting's not changing too dramatically, but let's just push on. Next up, we have one that I read and I loved. I love this whole series. There's 5 volumes, and this is Heartstopper Volume 2. I only had Volume 2 and 3, so now I only have Volume 2 left. I'm gonna go ahead and part with it. I love this story. I love the artwork. I love Nick and Charlie together. They are just the epitome of the sweetest couple. They're always there for each other. This is coming of age. We have boy love. It's just so sweet and so beautiful. And I don't know which one was my favorite. It was either Volume 2 or 3. I just can't remember. But those 2 were like my favorites from all of them because they are longer and then they just go through things, you know. I just love this. Look at it. It's so cute. Next up, we have one that was really popular. It was rated so high on Goodreads, and that's the reason that I picked it up in the first place. Also, it's really short, so I was like, I can fly through it. It's going to be a cutesy little romance. It was giving me rom-com vibes, and I ended up not really loving this. But I was conflicted because I liked it until I didn't. And if you read this, then you probably know what I'm talking about. I did rate it on Goodreads, and I wrote a little blurb. So if you want to hear more of my thoughts, check that out. But it was very much I liked it until I didn't. So it's Nora Goes Off Script. As you can see, it is a little tiny short book, and there was this one trope that came up, and I dislike it so much. So I couldn't look past it. So I'm gonna go ahead and unhaul it because even though I don't regret reading it, I'm not ever gonna reread it. And all of these are already listed on my Pango where I list all my books. I will have the link down below, as well as a like coupon code that you can use anywhere on Pango, not just my shop, on anybody's shop, if you're a first time buyer. Next up, we have An Unkindest of Magicians by Kat Howard. I've had this book for so long, and it sounds amazing, but again, it's kind of outside of my comfort, and I have had it for so long, and I have yet to pick it up, so I think it needs to go. It needs to get unhauled, to go to somebody who will love it and enjoy it way more than me. So this says on the back, acclaimed author Kat Howard has written a magical revenge thriller. Revenge thriller. I am already not much of a thriller girl, but I know there's so many people out there that love thrillers, that just read thrillers. So this one sounded interesting to me, and the reason I picked it up to begin with was because we have magical families. They are magicians, but with actual magic. And as it says, revenge thriller. There are schemes, There is action, there is drama, but I don't think it's for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and part with it. This one I absolutely did not want to part with. It took so much convincing on my part to part with it, but I want this book very, very much. I just want a different edition of this book. I'm a Penguin Classics girl. And I told myself I need to cool it with the book bind, so I'm not picking these up right now, but in the future I would like to collect not only this one, but Little Women, all of the Jane Austens. I think the only Jane Austen I have is Pride and Prejudice, but I would like all the other ones. I just can't be buying all those books right now, so I am gonna part with this with the intention of in the future buying the Penguin Classic. This is the picture of Dorian Gray, and this is the signature classic, which is really cool. It looks like hipster Dorian Gray, but I love it. I think the colors, the way that the artwork is done is beautiful, and there are a ton of different classics in the signature classics, and they're really cool, but they are also a little pricier than just the Penguin Classics, so I think I'll just stick with my Penguin Classics. I actually bought my brother a copy, this exact same copy, and he has one, but I'm gonna go ahead and part with my own so that I can hopefully collect my Penguin Classic. Next up, we have some books that are Greek mythology reimaginings, which I've said it before, but I am a Greek mythology girl. However, I think that I am a Greek mythology girl, not a Greek reimagining girl. I don't know. Cersei really just got me, and because of that, I'm just unhauling these books. They don't necessarily belong in the same series, but they're all kind of like the same thing. So these are kind of heavy. They are 3 hardcover books by Jennifer Saint. She writes so many Greek reimaginings. We have Atalanta, Ariadne, and Electra. And I was keeping these because, like I said, I really love Greek mythology, but I've had them for a long time. I have yet to pick them up. They are brand new and they are literally just sitting on my shelves. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass these along to someone else because I just don't see myself reading them. I've read some of these stories, but actual like Greek mythology stories. So yeah, I don't think that I need to pick up the reimaginings. If I learned anything from Cersei, I probably will end up getting bored. Next up, we have some books that I've been keeping. 1, because they're beautiful. 2, because they actually sound interesting to me. But I have yet to pick them up, and I've had them for so long. Again, this is the same thing where they're just sitting on my shelves collecting dust, and they're so beautiful that I need to pass them on to somebody that'll give them some love. I especially love this one because y'all know red and blue, 2 of my favorite colors, but it is the Hazelwood and the Night Country, which I think this is a duology, and then there's like a little novella. These sound really cool. These are giving fairy tale vibes with like a magical forest kind of, and like a book. I don't know. For sure the fairy tale vibes are strong in these. But recently I started reading Once Upon a Broken Heart, which again also has fairy tale vibes, and I don't know if that's for me because I did not rate Once Upon a Broken Heart so highly. I didn't hate it or anything. I just didn't love it like everybody else seems to. So maybe fairy tale type books are not for me. Who knows? I'm passing these along though. I've made up my mind. And then we have a really, really popular middle grade trilogy that I know if I read I'd probably love, but I just never have. I think it's because it's middle grade and I'm a little nervous because I am 34. So it is the Nevermore trilogy. We have books 1 through 3. This got recommended to me years ago because of my love of Harry Potter. People were saying that this was very similar because it also takes place in like a magical school setting, which I think is really cool. However, like I said, it is middle grade. It's like Harry Potter, and I love Harry Potter, but it definitely is my love of the series tangled with nostalgia. I just don't think that this is going to be something that I'll pick up anytime soon. and it's a shame because they're just sitting on my shelves. And lastly, we have a completed duology that I did read. I did enjoy. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if there's like a lot of stuff like this, but it is the All of Us Villains duology, All of Our Demise. And these are actually beautiful copies. I actually almost kept them because they're beautiful, but I don't think that I'm ever going to reread them. So that's why I'm passing them along. Also, because I actually do think that these are pretty good for what they are. So as I said, these are YA fantasy books, but the interesting part about this is that there is 4 POVs. So if you're either new to fantasy or you're just kind of nervous about it, I think this would be a good start. Start with something YA, because the story itself, the plot, the characters, the writing, everything is so easily digestible that I feel like this is a really good start. But you have those 4 POVs, and it wasn't confusing. It wasn't like, you know, it's YA, so it wasn't too bad. But it's also really cool. We have 7 magical families that literally compete every 20 years, I believe, to the death. Very a la Hunger Games. They send one little tribute from their family and they battle it out to the death. Last man standing wins the like high magic control for their family for the next 20 years. So obviously everybody wants to win because everybody wants to have the magic, be powerful and all that. And it's always the same damn family that wins and everybody's sick of it. So yeah, this year things are different though, because somebody wrote a tell-all book and now the whole world knows about this. This was a secret tournament until present year because, like I said, there's a tell-all book. It says who these families are, literally like name drops everywhere, tells locations, tells like everything, rituals, everything. And so these families now find themselves in the limelight, not only with the rest of the world, but the government. And the government is not happy. So they were pretty good. I really liked them. I had 2 favorite characters. It was actually the male characters, which was funny. I loved Gavin and Alistair in these. And so I do recommend them. I gave the first one 4 stars, the second one 3 stars. Really good YA fantasy. I was engaged, even though I'm outside of the age group. But like I said, I'm not going to reread them. So I hope somebody else enjoys these like I did. And that is it. Those are the 15 books we're unhauling today. I still have more on my unhaul shelf. So we have a potential unhaul number 3 in the future. But for now, like I said, I'm going to list all these on Pango and start shipping and packing. I do have some that I need to ship out. So thanks for spending time with me. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next week with another one. Bye.